Imagine checking your bank account and finding a $10,000 charge from your AI app overnight. There are real cases of people waking up to a 4,000, 10,000, even 20,000 charges overnight. And this is not hypothetical, these are real stories. So in this video, I'm going to show you how, as a developer, I would set up a business to stop risking huge bills. And I'll tell you why your costs are very likely to blow up and the step-by-step process to fix your app. So let's start understanding what generates these costs. And I'm gonna start with the metaphor. So let's imagine you install a new doorbell outside your house, but this doorbell is very special. It charges 50 cents every time someone presses it. So 1 ring is fine, 10 rings, annoying, but still okay. But now imagine someone decides to troll you. They walk up to your house and just hammer the button for 10 minutes straight. And this is exactly how APIs work and how they're building you. So every time someone presses the button, that is an API call. And this API call is what we are paying in our apps. So even if it's a troll, guess who's paying? You are paying, I am paying. So we need to make sure we protect our apps. So sometimes just take a single troll in one day to completely destroy a business. And this is exactly what happened in this case, where a poor guy was happily running his app and faced a 98,000 bill generated in the space of less than 24 hours. So why these costs blow up and why does it happen? So it usually comes down to 3 problems. Problem number 1, you don't realize how many doorbells your app has or who is ringing them. And in your head, your app only rings when a real user does something. But in reality, there are many other things that can trigger these calls or ring these bells. So there are automation calls that can call it, or misconfiguration can also ring it. And trolls exist, so they can also do that. So when we don't protect our app, anyone in the internet can press the button, and we are just waiting for that to happen. So that's why it's important to focus on understanding these problems before it's too late. So problem number 2, your tools don't stop you or stop anyone else. If you check the code generated by these no-code and AI tools, they will happily let troll hammer your doorbell 10,000 times and they won't send a single warning before you get the bill. And we can say that this is the correct behavior because if your service or your app is used by more users, then you're making more money, and why you should get a warning. So now moving on to problem number 3, there is nothing watching your system when something goes wrong. So if a troll decides to hammer your app at 3 a.m., no one is there to see it unless you have added your own protection. And this protection are never added by AI tools like Lovable, Bolt, Replit, and so on. So now that we understand the problems, let's see how we can fix them. So here is how I would set up your business so none of this ever happens to you. So these are the 5 steps to protect your app. Step number 1, identify all the doorbells in your app. Ask yourself what triggers the AI. Can user or automated workflow run it continuously? Does anything retrigger itself automatically? So the goal here is to create a map of every place in the app that calls AI models or calls other services that you are going to be built for. So make sure you keep track of all these places because that's where we need to put the protection in place. Step number 2, add spending caps. So wherever possible, if your tool supports it, make sure you set hard caps, and these are generally available for billing based on credits, or set up daily limits or monthly limits. And some of these services also allow you to set alerts for 25, 50, 75, 100% usage. So if the platform that you're using doesn't support spending caps, assume it's unsafe until you add your own protection. Step number 3, add your own protection. And in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to add rate limiters. A rate limiter can be seen as a slowdown switch. In the doorbell example, a rate limiter means that you can only ring the bell this many times per minute. This will immediately have an effect on the troll because the troll will be limited to, for example, 10 calls per minute, 100 calls per minute, but not 10,000 calls per minute. So this will make a real difference. And it's going to protect you from bugs of your own code, from abusive users, from bot attacks that nowadays are very common, infinite workflows, whenever a workflow keeps calling itself or keeps calling an API, or misconfigured automations. Step number 4, this is the nuclear option, add the kill switch. So if you identify that you are under attack, you want to have a kill switch. A kill switch is an on-off button that will immediately stop all the AI features of your app. So if something goes wrong, you click one button and all the AI feature or all the expensive feature of your app are disconnected. So this is like pulling the plug out of the wall. Now, step number 5, add real alerts, not just platform emails. Just think for a second, how many times do you check your email per day? And how many times instead you check your WhatsApp? So if you are relying on email as a way to alert you, you may end up not noticing something for a couple of days. That's at least how often I check the email. So please use tools that notify you instantly. Use SMS, push notification, Slack, Telegram, whatever works, whatever you are using, but make sure it's something that you are gonna check as soon as it arrives to you. But also we need to consider what are the alerts that we need to set. So we want to make sure we get notified when there is a spike in request. So when something is not looking right, or there are too many requests in a minute, or too many requests triggered by the same user. So if the cost is going up more than 20% in an hour. In this way, if something weird happens, you will find out in 10 seconds, not when the bills arrives or when you check your email. And now there is also a bonus step. Check hidden costs in your service provider. Check the terms and conditions, or just simply Google about your service provider. If you're using Supabase or Vercel, just go on Google or Reddit and type Supabase billing, Supabase hidden costs, and learn a little bit what have been experiences of other people. So I have checked an app for a client, and in the next video, I will show you how common these mistakes are. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you will be notified when the next one is out. In the meantime, thank you for watching and bye.